What's going on? It's your boy Bowie here. Back at it with another video. This video is a reaction to the Ermac patch on 4/16/2024. I wanted to take my time to react to this, not only because I have no choice because I work a lot, but also because it does a great disservice to viewers and would-be players of Mortal Kombat 1 when you have people giving knee-jerk reactions to things, you know? And something as important to the game as a new character and a patch to go along with him deserves more time for analysis, you know? So, obviously, we have a new character, Ermac, and I'll be talking about him more because he's like the flavor of the week right now, and he seems to have had a net positive effect on Mortal Kombat, right? But I also want to talk about the patch itself, because there were several characters that got changed in the patch. These two being amongst them, Raiden and Scorpion. So I guess I'll talk about the nerfs first. Now, before I get into the nerfs, first and foremost, I just want to say if my footage looks choppy, it's because I found out that my computer needed to be repasted, so I put some liquid metal on it after I recorded all this footage. But it's not the connection, you know, it's not the game being choppy. It was my computer being slow as fuck because it was overheating. Anyway, so oh boy, quit. Yeah, so Raiden and Peacemaker both got nerfed, and as a general rule, I don't like nerfs. Nobody likes nerfs, but some people are more nerf happy than others. I'm not a nerf happy individual, and the reason for that is because I've seen too many characters have their, you know, tournament viability stripped away from them due to being over nerfed at the hands of NRS. And NRS over nerfs characters because the whining ass section of the Mortal Kombat community online begs for it. You know, this has been something that has happened over and over and over and over and over again. I can list examples from every game, right? But I will say that in this instance with Raiden and Peacemaker, these nerfs that they did to those characters actually not only made sense, but they still keep the characters at a high competitive level. It just removes some of the inconsistencies between them and members of the cast, the rest of the cast, or it nerfed some of the most silliest elements of that character, you know. So Raiden got some much needed changes to Storm Cell. Now Storm Cell is just negative as hell, like it always should have been. If you do Storm Cell on block, you're asking to get punished. Same thing with EX Storm Cell, which that should have always been the case because every other move similar to that is unsafe as fuck, like Scorpion's Fire Spin, you know, or any other move that hits multiple times and things of that nature. Baraka's Blade Spin, same thing, you know what I'm saying? Now, technically, Storm Cell wasn't safe, but with pushback and cameos, not only could it be safe, it could actually be plus. And it could be plus so much that it jailed into a Raiden standing 1, which is bananas. That got changed. That was a good change. Also, the move doesn't pull people out of the air when not done in a combo. That's also good, Because before, you had Raiden players doing down one Storm Cell, and if you try to jump out, you got pulled back into the Storm Cell, which is scrubby as hell. Now that doesn't happen anymore, which is great. Also, Raiden got some recovery frames added to his Superman on Whiff. Yeah, that was dumb because he could just fly, do AU Bubble A, which is what I called it for the longest time thanks to the original Mortal Kombat 1. He would do AU Bubble A, fly over people, and he would recover so damn fast that you couldn't punish him, no matter what you did. And this is on Whiff, you know what I'm saying? And then even on block, currently, if he does AU Bubble A from far enough, it's hard to punish for no reason because of the pushback, you know what I'm saying? So I still think that aspect needs to be adjusted, but, you know, that's what I would do with Raiden. Did they do something else? Oh yeah, Storm Cell does less damage. The hits do less damage, I think. They have less pushback on block. But here's the thing, though. They also adjusted Raiden positively. Like, they gave extra utility to this move that he was previously useless, known as Razzle Dazzle. Now Razzle Dazzle it's still unsafe. It's -11, but it has more pushback and shit. So that's good. So if you're going to nerf a character, they need to, you know, a character has to be nerfed in a way that addresses some of their silliest aspects. The aspects that don't have counterplay. You see what I'm saying? And Storm Cell had virtually no counterplay. People could just do it. They didn't have to think about it. If it hit, great. If it didn't hit, whatevs. You know what I'm saying? It led to more pressure. It was just repetitive. And there is no counterplay involved with it other than hope and pray that you can flawless block, but that's not counterplay. You know what I'm saying? That's not a real drawback to the maneuver. Now, if you don't time it properly, people can armor through a Storm Cell into Cameo. And if you don't have a Cameo and you do it, you're just dead. Which is how it should have always been. Peacemaker, he also received a bevy of nerfs, but a lot of those nerfs were normalizations. For one, his stand 2 used to do 5% damage, whereas everyone else's did 3. You know what I'm saying? So they adjusted it to where now he's in line with everyone else. There's more damage scaling on a bevy of moves, like his EX gunshot, his what does he call it? Torpedo move, which is absolutely bananas. Also his force field, they decreased the duration, which that needed to happen because Rain has a move that has the exact same functionality as that, and it didn't last half as long. You know what I'm saying? It didn't last half as long. Plus, you know, with the force field, Peacemaker could walk around and still do everything that he wanted to do normally, unimpeded. Rain didn't quite have that ability like that. You know what I'm saying? And they added a bunch of combo scaling on things. So notice none of Peacemaker's utility was compromised. Literally, he was just normalized. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're going to nerf a character, that's the way to nerf him. You know what I mean? Now, by contrast, when they nerfed Johnny Cage, changed his 1-1, it didn't hurt his viability. I'm not going to argue that. But that already had counterplay. So the idea that it needed to be nerfed, even though there was already counterplay in place, was kind of absurd. That's why I opposed that nerf. Not even necessarily, not because he's my character or whatever. Like, if my character's stupid, I'll be the first person advocating for some nerfs so that he's not dumb. You know what I'm saying? But 1-1 had the counterplay of, hey, if you observe that your Johnny Cage goes into mid after 1-1, just block and let his turn be over with. If the Johnny Cage goes into a high after that string, duck and poke that shit and escape the pressure. You know what I'm saying? Or you could armor out of both situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was counterplay already baked in. That's why it didn't need to be adjusted. Plus, if you're saying, oh, he can't have plus frames, it's like, yes, he can. No, you just gave him more plus frames because the normals that he replaces 1-1 with, some of them are much more plus than 1-1 ever was. Like stand 4. Stand 4 is mad plus. Stand 2 is +4. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is it's not a string, but big whoop. You know? Anyway. Not to mention, it wasn't like Johnny Cage was winning every other tournament. He wasn't winning any tournaments. God damn. And that motherfucker ain't winning shit because he ran like a bitch. Anyway. So that's why I was saying what I was saying. Whereas with Peacemaker, Peacemaker was reputed to be the #1 character in the game with no losing matchups. So, you know. And then Raiden, we all have seen, well, I ain't gonna say we all have seen. If you watch the tournament scene, that character's more popular than water in hell. You understand? Raiden Kano, you might get to a finals that has a Raiden Kano mirror. You know what I'm saying? And that has happened. So that character is pretty much just as popular as Johnny Cage and more effective and more boring to look at. You know what I'm saying? Because the Storm Cell shit made him plus double digits, whereas Cage was only +3. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway. But that's the nerf part of this patch. This patch was not all nerfs. There were 3 characters in particular that benefited crazily from this patch. Reptile, Rain, and the man of the hour, Scorpion. They all benefited tremendously. You know, Rain and Reptile got some cancels, and their cancels are different, and they're unique to them. Rain got some other strings, some new strings as well, including back 3, which is actually bananas. Back 3 as a normal is probably one of the single best normals in the game. 13 frame mid, mad range, +50 on hit, so he can cancel into damn near anything. Literally. The boy can cancel into Cyrax net easily off of that string. My boy Wallace told me that back 3 can cancel into Sonya's charged projectile. So he can cancel into a charged projectile and then continue the combo. That's how plus that is. NRS, don't change that, please. Leave it be. Leave it be. Don't change a goddamn thing about that. All right? So Rain has increased viability. He has increased character choices in terms of cameo pairings. He's just much better. Same thing with Reptile. Now, I had heard that the jury is still kind of out on Scorpion for some reason. And I think the reason for this is very simple. People had the impression that Scorpion needed an overhaul, much like Reptile and Rain. And they were expecting Scorpion to get the overhaul that Rain and Reptile got. No. I said this months ago. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are much better characters than people think that they are. I said this before Sub-Zero had gotten the clone buff. You know what I'm saying? But Scorpion's mid, his new mid, forward 3-4, is a fantastic fucking string that has lots of utility for him. People were upset that it didn't lead to a combo. With certain cameos, it does. With Janet, it does. With Sonya, it does. With Scorpion, it does. It probably is going to combo from Movado as well. I'm pretty sure Darius can get a combo from it too. Right? Now, it is true that most cameos and special moves will not combo from that. But here's the thing. Scorpion already has lots of combo routes. So him getting another combo route is good for him, but it's not something that he actually needs. Oh, shit. Damn, I should have popped him right there. But Scorpion needed to give people a reason to block his ass. Because Scorpion had somewhat of the General Shao problem where if you just duck him and poke, you could mash on Scorpion before, because his only mid led to a duckable high attack that would get him killed. So Scorpion used to get killed by doing his own mid. That's no longer the case now. Now people have to block when they see Scorpion's mid. And need I remind you, Scorpion's mid is 12 frames. This is not a slow mid. Now, for the range, it's on the slower end for the range that it has, but now Scorpion has a reason to make people block. Because as soon as you see that knee, you have to assume that the mid is coming out afterwards. Because if not, you're going to get clipped. And depending on what cameo he has equipped, you might get launched for real and comboed. So this, of course, leads to Scorpion being able to stagger now. Because the mid, if I'm not mistaken, is -4 on block. So he can legitimately do forward 3 into forward 3. You know, at least online anyway. Or he could do forward 3 into throw because you're anticipating the mid. You know what I'm saying? Like, now Scorpion has a little bit more of a strike throw game, which I understand some people are weary of that, but that's Mortal Kombat 1. It's strike throw. It's, you know, it is what it is. But probably the most important aspect of this new string is the plus frames. This string is +44 on hit. It could be 43, but it's in the 40s. So when you hit somebody with that string, you can move 40 frames before they can. You have enough time to guarantee an EX Hellfire after that string. So you can do 4-3-4, and you've seen me do this on camera already multiple times. But you can do 4-3-4 into EX Hellfire, and that EX Hellfire will tack on an unscaled 60 damage to every combo that you end that with. You know what I'm saying? And so Scorpion already had high damage output, but this helps him out even further. Because now he can decide, oh, do I want to put this extra damage on people, or do I want to save this meter for later? And he can decide to do either one, you know? That's not even the only buff that Scorpion got. Scorpion got a change to his air string 112. And I really don't even use Scorpion's air strings, like, virtually at all. I like to stay grounded with my combos and stuff like that. No particular reason other than not wanting to spend meter. I like to conserve as much of my meter as possible. You know, I'm the type that I'll be done ended a whole match with 3 bars of meter. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm saying that that's the practice that you should do. Like, you should make use of your meter. But I'm saying, in order to make use of it, you got to conserve it. So, plus I find that Scorpion does so much damage without meter that unless I'm doing like 45% or higher, I'm not about to spend no meter. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have to. Unless it's to tack on that extra hellfire. And so that's what I do. You know? Yeah. Also, you can see that I'm using Scorpion and Sonya. Why? Because Sonya lets him combo from that mid, and she helps him in the neutral. This was good as fuck. I stole this shit. Supposed to be a fatal blow right there, but it never came out. It's alright though. But I stole the shit out of that particular round. Yeah. But alright. So Scorpion's plus frames off of 4-3-4 give him the chance to either advance or retreat after he hits this in a combo. And that proves to be very useful for Scorpion because Scorpion's not a character that wants to be in your face anyway. He wants to be out here. Look at that. Look at that shit. That's what he wants to do. Be out there baiting movement, baiting jumps, and blowing people the fuck up. Look at that. That's what I'm doing right there. That's what Scorpion wants to do. That's how he was designed to play. Seemingly. You know what I'm saying? And this mid helps him do that even better. Plus, it gives him the added benefit of being competitive up close now. I mean, obviously, he still doesn't want to be right next to a character like Johnny Cage. But he's not going to get bullied by characters with mids because now he has a mid too. You know what I'm saying? So any Scorpion players that are like underwhelmed or saying that that string is useless or whatever, like, bro, I admonish you, look again. Look again. Count your blessings, bruh. For one, you might be downplaying this character as it is, because let's not pretend like Scorpion doesn't have a series of good qualities. Like, his movement is really good. His pokes are very good. Stand 2 and Stand 2-1 are probably top 5 normals and strings in the game. You know what I'm saying? Because of the range of Stand 2. Scorpion gets a fuck of damage. He can't be zoned. His spear is fast as fuck. And he can meter burn it and it becomes a mid. He can do EX Hellfire and tack on damage anywhere he wants. And you can't block the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Now, am I saying that this character's like a top character? No, hell no. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, to pretend as though this character is dog shit tier, that's disingenuous as fuck. That's super disingenuous. And so, because this character was already demonstrated to be a success in tournament settings, it didn't make sense for him to get a fucking overhaul the way that Reptile and Rain got. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm very much pleased with the state of Scorpion after this patch. He didn't get a whole lot because he didn't need a whole lot, and he still doesn't. I would still like to see that overhead normal that splats that hits from range mid-screen. I think that'd be nice for him, but he needs that much less than he did before. The only thing I would say for Scorpion is I would like to see, I would like to see, and this is not just true for Scorpion, I'd like to see particular gameplay quirks added for each character that are exclusive to that character. For instance, Geras has his whole thing with the sand traps and all this, or not sand traps, but the snaps. That's unique to Geras. Also, he could break out of combos for 1 bar of meter by reversing his time and positioning and shit like that. That one mechanic makes Geras completely unique. Nobody else in the game can do those things. So if you want that, if you want to play a character that does that, you pick Geras and no one else. Or my favorite, Sub-Zero. I play Sub-Zero because of the ice clone things that I do. You know what I'm saying? I trap people behind clones in the corner, and I do my techniques and stuff like that. The Christmas clone shit. Nobody else has that. You know what I'm saying? So, if you want to play that way with a character, you can only do that with Sub-Zero. And of course, Sub-Zero does not have to play that way, because I don't see a whole bunch of Sub-Zeros trapping people behind EX ice clones and doing that shit like I do. They do other things with Sub-Zero, and they're successful just like I am. So, you know, so giving Scorpion some quirks, specific quirks that only he can do, I think that can only help him. I think obviously his gimmick, yeah, I think that's probably the best way to call it. He needs a gimmick. Johnny Cage has hype. You can only do hype if you play Johnny Cage. I already talked about Sub-Zero's and Geras' gimmick. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the characters need a gimmick like that too. Scorpion just kind of plays generic strike throw. And that's fine. That's fine. But I do think a fire gimmick with him would really round him out a lot. You know? Like, for instance, if the opponent got hit with 2 EX Hellfires, you know, when he does fire spin, it does extra damage or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe Hellfire would be the gimmick. Hitting the opponents with Hellfires would help contribute towards some specific payout that only Scorpion gets. You know what I'm saying? So, I think something like that would be beneficial, not just for him, but for all the characters. And it doesn't have to be that particular thing. That was just an idea I came up in the moment, you know, came up with in the moment. So, you know, that's what I would say. This motherfucker was talking shit. I want to hear the shit. He said something. I forgot when he said it, though. I think it was after this. I forgot. Hold on. I love when people be mad on the fucking microphone and they get to screaming and talking shit. It's great. Where's the shit talking? Where's that? Where's that? I was mad that I did that. Oh, I think it was after this, because he started doing this shit. Because he started talking shit. Yeah. So I'll keep talking. Yeah, so yeah, I think each character needs their own specific gimmick, because they're always gonna have special moves that make them special and shit like that. But having a gimmick just sets them over the edge, you know? That's why Ermac is so great. All right, here we go. Okay. All right. Don't be fucking zoning, bitch. As you play katana and do nothing but throw fans. The hypocrisy. Here we go. Watch this. Bitch ass. Oh, I thought I was gonna make him burn with me. Whoop. Oh, I thought I was gonna duck that shit. Ooh, I should have killed him for that. Boy. Look what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just walking, dog. I just walked him down. Bitch ass. Come on, do something. Stop. This nigga don't block. He get up and mash. Is he gonna spend meter? He did. Ho. This round was tough right here. This round was tough as fuck, you know what I'm saying? But all in all, this patch was a W. This patch was a W for the game. I much enjoy it. The game's definitely gonna benefit from this patch. Ooh, look at this ducking. Look at this walking. Ooh, stupid, I read you. And this is when you begin to die. Because you don't fucking block, you're gonna get launched. Burn with me. You still ain't blocked. You bitch. Steamroll. With the fucking taunt and the fatal. Get the fuck out of here. See, this is why you don't fatality me. Because then I got to get ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, with that being said, you guys, I appreciate y'all watching. I'll catch y'all later. One.